All right, let's look at a few examples. We're on the Euro-Aussie dollar daily chart. Notice that over on the left side of the chart, the market had been trading above the 200 moving average, and you would have been looking for a bounce trade to the upside. But what happened is that the market didn't find support there, and it starts trading lower. And notice we have a couple bars that are straddling the line. Now keep in mind that when the market is straddling the line, it tells us two things. One, that there's some indecision from the current direction. So in other words, we were previously above the 200. That was the current direction. So the bars that are straddling the moving average are now saying, wait a minute, we're not so sure that the upward direction is intact anymore. So that's the first thing. And those straddling bars should put you on kind of high alert to start looking for trades in the new direction. So we have a couple bars that straddle. This bar is clearly underneath, so you would be selling the breakout of the low of that bar. Now you can see that, we can look in hindsight, and we did get some movement down, all right, but it eventually turned around. It didn't follow through. Now if you used good money management, you should have at least done something where you probably locked it in at break even, but this video is not going to talk about money management. So let's shift gears. Let's pretend that you are not familiar with the strategy that I'm sharing with you. Well, if you're sitting here and the market breaks below and you're trying to trade with the trend, you would be looking for a sell. In other words, you want it to bounce off of this, what was support. Now you want to sell at the resistance level. So some of you, there's various patterns people use. I won't get into them, but you might wait for one candlestick, and you go short in this red bar, but you can see it didn't work out. Now that's okay, because that's part of trading. But now what happened is, notice this. Market was below, and now we're having these two bars here. They're straddling. So once again, that's telling us that the market has changed its mind about that downward direction. It's saying, wait guys, okay, sellers are not in control anymore. We're thinking of shifting gears. So now you can see this particular bar here, let me just move that, it is above. We can buy the break of that in the new direction. Now there was a point here where it spent quite a few days going sideways, right? And eventually it did start to break above, and this is typical of a daily trade where it could take quite a while. It could take a week for it to start unfolding. And eventually, this was a big runaway trade. Okay, but once again, some don't follow through like the first one, but others do. Now, there's another thing that you can use as far as what I'm sharing. Okay, you can't trade in a vacuum. It really helps to be able to really analyze all the little pieces and understand what each bar is telling you. So let's say that you were not familiar with the little breakout strategy I'm sharing with you, and you're a trend follower. But if you understand what the bars are telling you, in other words, if you understand that first of all, straddled bars on a moving average are telling you that there could be a new trend direction, that tells you one thing. Then if you understand that when you get bars fully above the 200 EMA, that's confirming the new direction, then what happens is, okay, so the market starts going up a little bit here. So it starts breaking above. So if you're a trend follower, you're saying, okay, starting to break above, I want to buy the bounce off of the 200. All right. Well, the fact that you understand that what these bars were telling you, and that they're indicating bullish momentum, should give you more confidence to take this standard trend following trade. So once again, what I'm teaching you is not a standalone thing. You can transfer this knowledge to have a better understanding of how the market's behaving. It really makes a big difference. And you know, I've spent thousands of hours just watching markets real time, and over that time you start to see patterns and you start to understand all the little pieces. So this is something I really want to pass on to all of you. So that's it for this particular video.